Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel.
Good one. Salutations, boils and ghouls.
Is it Happy New Year? Have we done a video this year?
No! Happy New Year. How long can you say Happy New Year for? There's a dog who's come to say it.
Are you going to join in on
Happy New Year. He's down.
Right.
Happy New Year, boils and ghouls.
Yeah, I don't think we've done one this year.
No,
it's January.
we have
going
not.
under my legs, mate.
We have not.
Right,
We're currently being attacked by a dog under my legs.
You're not getting this. Right, so, anyway, whilst we get attacked by the world's biggest dog, we are back with a video of our top 10 films of 2017. We're finally doing this video, finally.
Finally, and the reason there's been a bit of a delay, I would say, is because I've watched most of the films twice now, and I was like, I can't do it, and because I put way too much thought into this.
You always do when it comes to this.
I fall out with myself, I fall out with you, we've had some disagreements, we've come to blows, but we've kissed and made up for you.
To do our
viewers.
video for you,
right.
So come together on a united front. So we're going to do something a little bit different
because we're trying to be quicker.
We're going to be quicker, and anyway. I'm going to say my number 10. He's going to say his number 10. We're going to go down, like that.
We'll pause, slight discussion. We might have a lot of discussion at one point and then go back. We don't know each other's lists at the minute.
No.
What I will say, I've watched a shitload of films this year. I don't know if you saw my letterbox
statistics report.
But basically I've watched over 20 days worth of films, which my
wife
wife is not very happy about.
No,
and that's only the ones I logged. And I'm going to say it was a pretty good year for movies as movies go. But most of my films this year, more than any other year, there's a dog like, get out of the way, you stupid thing. Look at this dog, because look, come here, get out of the way, get out of the way. Are the more mainstream movies.
Yeah, I've not seen too many. I challenged Grumpy Andrew, if you're watching this, to do a top 10 list, and he said I haven't seen too many films from 2017 to do a list.
Oh, I've seen shit.
And I quite like that. When I looked back at my Letterboxd account to try and put this list together, I've probably seen more 80s movies this year than I have 2017. But I have seen, a few good ones, which obviously will appear on my list.
I would say I've seen most, but not all, main cinema releases this year.
Biggest things I haven't seen: War of the Planet of the Apes.
Seen it?
There's probably loads on.
I haven't seen It Comes at Night, which looks like it's the film I should have seen and would have enjoyed.
Comes at Night, Ghost Story.
I have not seen Ghost Story, but I have seen a lot of others. But
Jigsaw,
my list has become, I would say, in my list of top 10, 8 are very mainstream movies. So
yep, I would say. I
apologise for that if I'm
most mainstream top 10 list I've done. So,
right.
If we do start punching each other, then just bear with us.
Who's going first?
I will go first.
With your number 10.
Right, my number 10 is a film which I just had a fantastic time watching. It was bloody good fun.
Oh.
It's not amazing. Can't stand the director, but god damn it was a good time. And it's Netflix, The Babysitter.
The Babysitter! Okay.
The Babysitter.
Okay.
It was just fun. It was just a bit of a... Knew nothing really about it. I knew Drum Dums had put a review on. The girl looks hot. I'm sure you can all agree.
Oh, she is hot.
Turn around, yeah.
But she's hot.
The poster did it for me. Just flicking. Well, I say poster, whatever you want to call it, thumbnails now.
So this was directed by McG.
Mick fucking
Stupidest fucking name ever. McG.
All
What's
I
your
can
name?
think he's done is Charlie's Angels.
Did he used to work at McDonald's?
He probably.
Is he like the chicken McSandwich or whatever it's called?
McG. Just imagine that, your McDonald's name with McG on.
McG is a poor man's Edgar Wright. His directing style falls somewhere between shitty early 2000 music video, these really misogynistic, bowling for soup things, and Edgar Wright. He sort of falls in that. However, I really like this film too.
It was so much fun.
The script is good.
Yeah, it was so much fun, this film. However long it was, it doesn't really matter.
It was Home Alone with gore.
Fun. It was funny. It was gory.
It was stupid.
It was a stupid good ride.
But it was
for
fun.
that reason, I'm thinking, do you know what? Fuck it. It's independent horror, if you want to call it.
Netflix. Netflix are killing it at the minute with
it's
their
one
own
of the
movies.
films which fuck it. It deserves to be on there because it's all about having fun, and that did it for me. Babysitter number 10.
Now, I haven't got anything to show for mine, unless you want to pull up the picture really quick. I'm going to stick with your idea of a film that, it wasn't high art, but it was great fun, and I think a lot of people are going to probably disagree with this. My number 10 is Kong Skull Island. I absolutely love Kong Skull Island. It is a monster movie wet dream. It owes more to Sinbad and Ray Harryhausen flicks than it does to modern day action, but it is just an unapologetic, glossy action movie that is fantastic. It's got all these actors in it that you don't need any of the good big name actors.
It's got some big names in there, haven't they?
Tom Hiddleston.
He's a bit annoying. I've seen snippets because it's on Sky Movies.
Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah. But actually, it's not their movie. It's John C. Reilly's movie. And actually, it kind of really got to me, his story in this.
It's got the lad out of one of my favourite films of the other year, 2015. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
Yeah.
It's got him in it. I found it quite funny. I've seen bits of it because, like I said, it's on Sky Movies. And the bit I started on, they started shooting at this huge stick insect, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
It's a giant monster movie.
So I haven't seen it, so I'll probably
it's really good. I think you'll really enjoy it. I think you will actually watch it and go, and it gets better. I've watched it loads. I love it. I think it's fantastic. If you've not seen it, watch it. It's worth it just for the shots of Kong. Kong is what I want Kong to be. I'm a huge Kong fan anyway.
I've heard he's more like stand-up manly Kong.
I've got a toy of him somewhere down there, but it's absolutely fantastic. If you've not seen it, give it a go. Director was Jordan somebody or other. So Jordan Roberts, Vorg Roberts, the same. Absolutely brilliant.
What the hell does that say?
That was me trying to write down the name of the director because I wanted to give it Jordan Vorg Roberts. I loved Kong Skull Island.
Cool, I'm going to check it out.
And I think the effects are great and really do rival War of the Planet of the Apes, which was a great movie this year, but just missed out on my top 10. It was literally, yes. It was sat about 11, 12.
That would have picked Skong Court.
No, I went the other way.
Right, number 9. Blabbering on for 7 minutes. I'm smiling here because Alien Covenant. Oh!
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! No! This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is not in his list. He's put this in just to get me on my fucking horse because this was shit!
I did want to see his reaction on film because it's going to be quite amusing. Alien Covenant to me as an Alien franchise fanboy,
which I am, ripped my heart out through my arsehole.
I thought this was a movie of 3 acts. When I first watched it, I felt quite underwhelmed with the middle act with the whole Walter and David whole fucking.
Oh, it's terrible. It was so poor.
Really enjoyed the first act, the third act.
I will give you the first act was
the bit when they discover the planet. It all goes batshit crazy. And even the ending. Okay, one thing I hated was the CGI alien. Yeah, it was terrible. Don't get me wrong. But I found I'm a big fan of Prometheus. I really.
I love Prometheus.
And I found it to be it delivered to me.
It was like a really weak Prometheus.
But to me, it was a satisfying sequel to Prometheus, and you can't ever think, well, a prequel to Alien.
They should have made a sequel to Prometheus. They shouldn't have tried to tell us where the alien.
An Alien Covenant.
Why was Alien so good? Because there was a scary fucking alien walking around killing people. Did we ever stop and go, do you know what this needs? This needs a backstory. I need to know where that alien come from. No, we didn't need it. This is an embarrassment. Shame. This is the worst film in the franchise. Excluding Alien versus Predators. I'm keeping it in just the pure Alien. It is the worst film in the franchise. It is. No. And do you know what really upsets me about this film more than anything else? It was directed by Ridley fucking Scott.
Yeah. Oh man, he is.
He made Martian the year before, which was absolutely stellar. Maybe 2 years ago.
We could go on and on and on. It'd be a 20-minute movie.
He only put this in the fucking in there.
No,
he knows
I love it.
Right, I did this analogy at the time. Right,
look, we're 10 minutes in. When we're going to your number 9.
We can cut this up. You know when you did the whole Star Wars prequels, when you saw Yoda with a lightsaber, and you go, oh, I've always wanted to see Yoda with a lightsaber, and then you see Yoda with a lightsaber, and it's shit, and everything's wrong about it. That's what this movie is. Bad CGI, aliens. No, right, fuck it. Right, my number 9 is Blade Runner 2049. Sticking with a bit of a Ridley Scott scheme.
That is low.
Well, I've seen like 50 movies from 2017, so they've got to go somewhere in this list. I loved Blade Runner 2049. This is a really high list. There was a lot I couldn't get in it. I think it's great. No, I think it's brilliant.
Fine, right, yeah.
I really like Ryan Gosling in it. I think he's actually probably the actor of the generation. I get why people don't like him, but I do like him.
Actor of the generation.
Our generation at the minute, I would say,
right.
potentially.
Not James Franco then.
No, is he in trouble at the minute? I think he might be.
I don't know. Everyone seems to be touching people that shouldn't.
I'm just checking the name of the person. Ana de Armas, who played Joy, was just heart-stoppingly amazing. The effects were great. The story was great. I loved the way it unfolded. It is absolutely the sequel it deserved.
Yeah.
Dennis Villeneuve. I'm rubbish with names if you watch these videos. I absolutely knocked it out of the park. More people deserve to see it. I loved it.
It's disappointing the fact that people
didn't see it.
Didn't see it.
I think I said to you, are we actually right now in the golden age of sci-fi when everyone talks about when was the best time? Because over the last few years we've had this, we've had Arrival by him, we've had Ex Machina, we've had Midnight Special. These are some...
Special.
Do I like Midnight fucking
Separate video. Maybe one day we should just watch and review it. Anyway.
I'll have to clean my pants first.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
but that's where I'm going to set it.
Everything you've said, I fully agree with.
One thing I
it's in
didn't
my list,
like-
so when I come to it, I'll just...
The only thing I'd say I didn't really like about it was Jared Leto's character and that
you
development
didn't like that.
felt really pointless.
I
Take
didn't
that scene
mind
out.
it, but...
Pointless scene made a long film even longer, and it didn't add anything to it. But yeah, that was my number 9.
Right. So this is my number 8, and it is Split. M. Night Shyamalan Split.
Is that this year?
Yeah.
Oh,
Split. So, not M. Night Shyamalan. Is that
a ding dong. M.
He's-
Night Shyamalan,
he's
a ding dong.
His movie catalogue goes up and down, doesn't it?
There were
He's
some
done
ups.
There's some fantastic
There were
movies
some
down.
downs.
So I went into this with low expectations. I haven't seen his previous film. I think it was The Visit he did before this.
That's
where people
okay.
got more excited
That's
saying
okay.
he's back to his old form. So I went into this, and also I am not the biggest James McAvoy
I
fan.
agree.
I really... He annoys me.
Yes, he
All I
annoys me
see
as well.
is Mr. Tumbus from Chronicles of Narnia.
Is he the guy that does the things
He's
for
the
on
thing-
on
he's the
kids,
who thing.
the kids TV show who shows them how to sign? That's Mr. Tumble.
Yeah, it's Mr. Tumble. This is Mr. Tumbus, I think.
Thomas from the Chronicles
Yeah,
of Narnia.
yeah.
He's got like a goat.
Yeah, he looked...
Goats,
yeah.
private.
Why are we talking about that? Anyway,
Dunno.
so I'm not the biggest fan, but fucking hell, he gave a performance and a half for this film.
Yeah.
Round of applause to him. I thought it was M. Night Shyamalan
Do you know, if I
back
want to
on
be honest,
form.
I actually think Anna Joan Taylor, the main girl in it, I can't remember her name. That's not her name. It's Anna somebody with her. I think she
Strong
stole it.
performances throughout. I tell you what, the other year, 10 Cloverfield Lane came out.
Ooh,
I had no
that
interest in watching it.
good.
I had no interest in watching it, but it smacked me in the balls when I watched it, thinking, "Fuck, that was good." This is this year's Split.
I
This
like
is this
the
year's
fact-
10 Cloverfield Lane. Didn't really have much. Wasn't bothered about watching it, but when I did watch it, round of applause.
I agree with
it
that.
deserves to go.
I like the fact that the ending went where it went.
Yep.
It didn't. You kind of thought, oh, I know where this is going to go, and then you're like, oh fuck, they're actually doing it, and I liked it.
Balls to it, and then okay, I like the twist or the thing at the end, linking it into.
And everyone knows by now.
Was it?
Yeah.
Mr. Ice from The Unbreakable with the wheels.
Glass.
Mr. Glass.
Mr. Ice. Mr. Ice. He's the man who puts ice in your whiskey. I know.
Right,
Okay.
so that's my number 8. Come on then. What's your
My number 8, this is probably the most out there one from my choice, is My Life as a Courgette or My Life as a Zucchini, depending where in the world you watch it, which is
Is that 16-minute stop motion?
It is literally an hour and 5 minutes. It's I thought it was French, but I think it's Swiss.
Swiss?
Stop motion animation. It's a coming of age drama. I love stop motion animation. You know I'm a big fan. I didn't think there was anything out there recently that's touched Leica, but I do think the animation is gorgeous. But it doesn't matter if the story's not good.
It looks good.
Story's great. It's very, very simple. Coming of age, going through puberty, all those things and emotions that comes out of that, and made worse by the fact that you live in an orphanage where you are because you accidentally, or you believe that you are responsible for accidentally killing your mother, which is tricky.
So a nice, joyful story.
It's a kids' film that ain't a kids' film, and it's great. It's gorgeous. It's an hour long. Go watch it. Go watch it.
Well, for that, you can't not, can you, for now? Right, so that was your number 8. Cracking on. Number 7 was my only Marvel... No, sorry, telling a lie, that's bullshit. Wipe that. Thor.
Oh, the Ragnarok.
Yeah. Just... I think you sum it up, and you'll probably say it because it'll be in your list. Marvel's, it's a pure comedy.
Yeah.
And hands off to Marvel going down the road. I'm a fan of the Thor franchise.
I
The
think
first
shit.
one, I really, really like. Is it Dark World, the second one?
The worst Marvel movie.
It's, okay, I like Thor as a character. I've always liked, there's certain Marvel characters I've always liked. Colossus, Thor, before the whole
before the
Marvel,
films.
Before Marvel.
Because I don't
fucking
think
owned
he's ever
everything
really
or
found
whatever.
his place in the actual Marvel cinema universe. I've always thought he was a bit of a... They couldn't quite work out whether he was supposed to be a joke or not, but yeah, as a character, Thor's...
But in this, the comedy in this had me in stitches in this cinema.
No, I absolutely
So
agree.
hands down,
This
the
is
funniest
Marvel's
film I've seen
first
this year.
proper comedy. And I know Guardians of the Galaxy's funny, but Guardians of the Galaxy's real characters in funny situations in that weird way. This was a spoof of its own genre.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, so that's all I'm going to say with Thor. You've probably all seen it. It's good fun. Right.
It is. Okay, cool. My number 7, I'm going to stick with Netflix, and I'm going Gerald's Game.
I've not seen it.
You've not seen Gerald's Game?
No, not seen it yet. I want to because the woman's hot.
Yeah, I can't remember what her name is, but
I'm sure she's in Sin City.
I don't know. Yes, she is. She is. Directed by Mike Flanagan, who made Hush a couple of years back.
Oh, Netflix with Hush. That's great. That was in my top.
And
10.
Netflix are giving them something else to do at the minute. Basically, this guy is becoming sort of the horror
Stephen
director.
King?
It is. It was widely considered unfilmable. It's about the tension just builds. Let's just put it that way. You can't really talk about it without giving anything away. The tension builds and builds and builds, and it has my second favourite scene in the year, especially if I'm talking horror, that made me go, "Holy shit!" And that
literally did that watching it.
I did literally do that. I sang like Pavarotti when watching it. Holy shit! Because the scene played out
Is
so
this
well.
a scene with a dog? Or
Do you know what's
don't
really-
you want to say?
I don't want to say. I don't want to
There's a
say.
bit with a
I
dog in
don't
it.
want to say. But there is a bit with the dog in. But the bit with the dog in is the start to bad
Dog or
stuff.
dog in?
Dog. The bit where they go
The
dog.
dog in.
No, the dog. The dog.
In the
I
scene.
loved it. Gerald's
Right,
Game.
Gerald's
Netflix.
Game.
Check it out.
What was that?
7. You're on 6.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Logan.
Okay.
Logan. Really enjoyed Logan. I tell you what Logan is. It's like, if I was Wolverine, I would be the Wolverine Logan in this film. You know, in the as in,
Oh, so do you know what?
what I'm trying
If
to
you were
say.
Hugh Jackman, you're going for grizzled Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I've got the grey hair
over
coming up.
pumped.
What I'm trying to say, before I'm so rudely interrupted, is in this film,
If
he
you
was
were Logan-
just a miserable, vicious bastard. You know, all in the
If
other
you were
ones is a
Hugh
bit
Jackman's
like.
Logan, you'd be Hugh Jackman from The Greatest Showman. The Greatest Showman. Shut the... Don't be like that.
No, but do you know what I mean? I'm saying that he basically just was brutal in it. You know, this is what I wanted to see as a Wolverine. I'm not a Wolverine mega fan, but as Wolverine as a character, we've seen a lot. He's been in probably every X-Men movie there has been.
Yeah, he
And
did
there's
little
scenes-
cameo bits, but yeah.
A friend of mine said he didn't like this because it was too stabby. You're watching a film about a man with claws and you're saying it's too fucking stabby. I mean, come on. But that's what I enjoyed about it. The stabbiness.
retarded.
I know.
I'm
Oh, I didn't
sorry.
like it. It was too stabby.
Too stabby.
Too
Oh,
stabby.
it's a bit stabby.
Fucking hell, it's stabbing. You just don't need the stabbing to the head. It's not necessary. Like, it's fucking Wolverine. Of course, he's going to stab him in the head, and that's what I enjoyed about the head stabbing. Moving on.
I liked it. It's not in my list. I think it's a little bit tacky. I think it's a little, yeah. I think it's a little bit safe. I think everyone was like, "Oh my god, they made the scary Wolverine movie." It's like an animated, and I'm like, "Yeah, but you could fucking see it was predictable. It basically became everything
But did
bad
you
about."
want that? The fact that they actually went to an R-rated Wolverine rather than having.
But
a
here's
hero
my,
that they
okay,
couldn't-
here's my issue with it going R-rated. Did it make an R-rated Wolverine film make it the best Wolverine film? No, because it's not as good as X2.
But X2 isn't a Wolverine film. It's an X-Men film.
He's the main character in it.
Yeah.
He's the main character in it.
Yeah, well,
That's like
I
saying-
wouldn't say he's the main character. I'll say the X-Men collective.
He's the main character in X-Men 2. He's
I
the
agree.
main character.
X2 is better than Logan.
yeah,
It's
I know.
the best
Uh,
X-Men movie. To me, this is not an X-Men
I don't.
movie.
I'm.
To me, there's only
My
two
struggle
Wolverine
this
movies,
year
three
is I
Wolverine
cannot
movies.
see that being a better superhero movie than Thor. But
See, I class this not as a superhero movie.
it's
I class it as a violent stabby movie, just for my friend. Right, you're moving on.
Right. Well, here's one to get you rattled then. Well, my number 6 is La La Land.
Right, mine number 5.
La La Land, right, well, it's Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone. It's brilliant. It's old-fashioned movie telling using modern situations and fun. The songs are brilliant. I didn't like the beginning. I know you had a big issue with the opening song. I also did not like the beginning.
It is fun, but when my wife likes musicals and we put it on, and I look to her and go, I'm off to watch Friday the 13th now because this is doing my head.
Did you not sleep with that the first 5 minutes?
No, I did. I put up with it. I thought,
I'm a big jazz fan as it happens, and I really like the way it plays out. I adore the tap dancing Fred Astaire scene on the first bit that they do the Starry Night, and then it gets in that scene, and you forget that you're watching something in a modern setting, and then her phone rings. I thought it was comedy genius, and I loved the fact that it was ridiculously realistic where the film goes in sense of relationships. I have not seen a film like that do what it did.
Fucking hates La La Land because she can only watch films with a happy ending. She says, doesn't have a happy ending.
I wouldn't say it doesn't have a happy ending, but I don't think it necessarily.
But in the classic sense, they should be together.
It doesn't play the conventions of the.
And there's some great scenes in that film. Is it the bit where he starts playing Flock of Seagulls?
Yes!
In the band.
It's amazing.
Ran, isn't it? And it's just brilliant. Yeah. That scene is quality.
I love La La Land. I think it's great. I think it's a wonderful movie.
It's an enjoyable movie. It's top 50 for me.
Top 50 of the year?
Yeah.
You said you haven't watched 50 movies this year.
I've watched 50 movies, probably not from... Anyway.
Whoa! No. We are talking too fucking much.
Too much for this video. So, we're cutting it here. We're going to cut part 1. We're going to do our top 10 films of 2016. So consider it chopped.
Join us in part 2 to see what else we're going to talk about.
Bye.
What's this?